Hey guys, Marsingen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so Gohan got his turn, so now we're going to do the INT LR Cell versus BROLY. This should be a pretty interesting run. As always with these Cell showcases, the only real worry for me comes down to the team that we kind of have to run around him. Because units like AGL Cell, once we start going through his transformations, he obviously can become quite powerful. But after supering, even in his final, perfect form, his defense can be relatively good, but he's not going to be living a super attack from AGL Broly. So, obviously, this fight could be a little bit tricky. Now, the one thing that is really good, something that we've seen from how useful LR Ultimate Gohan can be in the Broly event, is the fact that we have the tech androids and Jiro and 19, who, well, for the tech androids, I think we have to be above a certain amount of HP, right? But basically can be immune to his super attacks in the last two phases, which is going to be very useful. And of course, the Jiro and 19 will actually heal us from his super attack as well, which is super useful. So, do I want to get... Actually, yeah, you're not going to hit super hard anyway, so you might as well get a super with you. Yet again, AGL Super 17, the GOAT, bringing him on the team here so he can get the... Actually, you know what? Let's do this. If we somehow don't kill him with Int Cell, he should be on low enough HP that Physical Cell will kill even with the 12 key, and then we'll get a heal, which will be good. But yeah, AGL Super 17, still to this day, very useful on this team, right? Used him on the Metal Cooler Core showcase, and he did fairly well. Broly being STR in the first phase is obviously very good, because now he's been hit multiple times, got on that build-up, and then in comes Cell on turn 1 with 9.4 million on the attack. So, yeah, man, I keep saying it, but Int Cell, people underrate his pre-transformed state. And while obviously he's not the best, his defense definitely is leaving a little something to be desired. But, he hits incredibly hard, which is what you want. It's just unfortunate that his overall issue is essentially with the fact that the team just needs that extra defensive option, right? Because once he's getting supers off, he's fine, but you just don't really want to put him in slot 1. So, interesting that Jiro and 19 actually have very similar defense to these guys. We haven't picked up any orbs yet, obviously, but I wonder if this is a better way to do this, because if we do this, drop this down, still didn't quite plan out the way I would have liked. Okay, this could be a bit of a sketchy phase. I don't want to use the AoE, I don't want to use the Ghost Usher effect this early. So Jiro and 19 actually taking no damage pre-super from Tech Broly. I wasn't too sure how much they would take. They'll take damage from this, but then they'll heal us on their super attack, so that's good. So yeah, actually we should be looking perfectly fine here. And then yeah, we're going to use the android's Ghost Usher effect when we get to the AoE phase. And then we could potentially get through this with a no item run. Because I guess it depends on the rotation, right? Because if we get to the AoE Broly phase and we're on the rotation of Jiro and 19 and the tech androids, and then I guess one of the AGL cells, would AGL Cell would live as long as he super attacks first, I think. And then obviously the tech androids would negate and take no damage, and then Jiro and 19 would absorb it and heal. So as long as we put Cell in the first slot and he got his super attack off before the AoE, I think not only would we live the turn, but it's very possible that Jiro and 19 would actually heal us back to full health when they absorb the super attack in slot 3. So that could definitely work out very well. This is another good turn with no super attack for the AGL unit to have to take, so that's good. Right, all of your hits are coming in pre-attack, so there's no real need for you to actually super. So we'll do this. Oh, well, the orbs did not fall the way I thought they would. You'd think I'd be used to that by now. Well, I guess we'll see how well is Cell going to do here with no orbs picked up. We are potentially going to lose a lot of HP this turn, especially if Broly super attacks Super 17. Yeah, because he's fully built up defensively and still takes 30 odd K damage. Well, I was saying, you know, he still holds up, but against tech enemies, I guess, on this rotation we don't have a ton of links active, we don't have any support. So I'm kind of not surprised. But look at that. Cell coming in clutch with the additional. The additional super for Cell is very useful because obviously pre-transformation, his 12 key super is the one that raises his defense. So you obviously really want that additional to come through. He has the 50% chance in his base kit. And then obviously you also have the chance for whatever hidden potential additional you've given him. So pre-transformation, getting those additional supers is incredibly valuable just because of the that defense raise. So, alright, so it doesn't really matter which way around we do this. Get some orbs here. Doesn't matter if they get supered in the front again, because we'll get the heal. Now, the only downside to using this particular build, like Jiro and 19 are obviously very good for supporting the other androids, but with the healing on super attack effect, obviously we have to be careful of the possibility of healing too much and then not getting the transformation with the int cell. Now, unfortunately, though, the timing as well, it looks like we are going to kill on this turn, which means we'll be going into the AoE phase on the quote-unquote wrong rotation, which is annoying, because I will essentially have to use an item here. Yeah, Cell getting the 12 key as well to finish him off means we get another heal. So we're basically going into the AoE phase on full health, which is nice, but we can't... I don't think we can really risk playing out this turn without using an item now, because... the biggest thing when it comes to BROLY, and this is why BROLY is still the hardest boss in the game, is because of stuff like this, right? Like, if you're... It doesn't really even matter, even if you're someone who doesn't care about no item runs. On this turn, you are without a scouter effect. If I don't use an item here, and he super attacks in slot 1, Super 17 will probably be fine, because of the damage reduction. His defense is very low on this turn. And then Cell, int Cell, 350k defense isn't bad, but he will take a big chunk of damage from BROLY's AoE. And then AGL Cell in the last slot can't dodge. He's also got very high defense. Now, I guess if we deliberately 12 key supered with int Cell, then we also might be okay, right? Because he's going to get another defense raise. It just all comes down to, is BROLY going to AoE in slot 1, or is he AoEing like over here at the end? Now, if he's AoEing over here at the end, then we should be all good. But I guess let's find out, right? Let's play it out and see what happens. Because at least on the next turn, we do have that ability to negate and also like regen a whole bunch of HP. And also, if we can get our health, you know, we do want to try and lose some health so we can get the transformation with int Cell. But it all just depends what BROLY is going to do. Don't super, don't super. I say just keep hitting Super 17 for double-digit damage. There we go. Alright, so a 12 key super from Cell gives him the defense raise. We also have that chance to get the additional from the passive. Let's go. So his defense is now what? What was it? 320? Was it 320 something or 350 something? So he's probably looking at being close to 500k now. And then AGL Cell, look at that, 8.4. Man, I tell you, when Cell, if his team gets a new Cell unit that is like an untouchable slot 1 god, then these Cell units are going to see a bit more... people are going to put a bit more respect on their name, I think. Because the biggest problem with this team is just having no slot 1 units that link well with the units, right? So, wow, double digits. int Cell took double digits after the double super. Okay. Yeah, this team's pretty good. I mean, you know... in certain events. I mean, we're running some janky options, I guess, right? But still, we're looking pretty good here. So that means I shouldn't have to worry about this turn at all. Because I don't like the order of the key, though. 6. And what's your defense here? 227. Alright, so let's do this. This. And then this. Now, the thing is, we can't really even take damage on this turn now. Like, the androids, yeah, they're going to tank the normals for double digits. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good. It does look like we are not going to get the transformation with int Cell in this run, unless something crazy happens with the first turn of BROLY. But the problem is, like, we took the risk during this phase with the AoE, but I don't know if I can risk not using an item against AGL BROLY now, because... Super 17 in slot 1 he will still take damage, and then of course he will take damage from the AGL Broly super attack. And then without transforming, unless we are just deliberately going for the 12 key super again, it means that both of the cells, because I think we have physical cell in slot 3 on this turn, yeah. So both of the cells on this turn are now at a liability. So I think I kind of have to go ahead and do this. So we'll go ahead and use the Whis, and then we'll do this. Ideally, I want to get the 18 key super for physical cell so that he gets his extra defense. So let's go ahead and do this. And then next turn we Ghost Usher with the androids. It kind of makes the Whis a bit of a waste, I suppose, since on the next turn he's not actually even going to be attacking. But we just kind of need it active for this rotation. Double super from Super 17 is really good here. Get the extra defense raise. Now, is he going to get supered? I assume after a double super with the Whis, will he take double digit damage? He actually might still take damage. But I mean, he's a very old unit, right? So, how much is he taking here? Oh no, he takes double digit damage. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, one Whis. The team doing very well here against Broly. Get the 12 key super with Cell. This is the only thing I don't like, right? Is because the 12 key is the one that gives you the defense. Now, we got the additional super, so I could have gone for the 18 key. But then at the same time, I also wanted to make sure I got the 18 key super with physical Cell. And so, of course, on this turn, he goes ahead and gets the triple super. So his defense now actually looking really good. So, of course, he tanks the normal for double digits. And then 6.3 from the physical Cell. Not bad, considering when his EZA came out, people were saying that he was bad. I think mainly because he wasn't the slot 1 partner that AGL Cell really wanted at that time. But I do think he is still pretty solid for this team. Like I say, we just need a really good, like, slot 1 Cell unit. And then I think we're going to be cooking. So let's go ahead and, you know what, we'll actually play it out. I haven't watched this active skill for ages.
I think it's time to put him out of his misery, 17.
Why are you in such a rush? Let's just try to enjoy ourselves. If we wipe out all of humanity now, then the fun ends and we've got nothing left to do, right?
Alright, so if I do this, that should connect all of these tech orbs for them, right? Yeah, let's go. So we'll do this. And then I'll save all of the... I was going to say I'll save all of these int orbs for Cell on the next turn, but if I do that, it means I have to grab these, which means I am definitely getting the Dokkan attack with with the 19 in Jiro, which I don't really want to do. Although I suppose, to be fair, on the next turn I would be getting it with Super 17 in slot 1, which is not really ideal either. So I guess we will just go ahead and grab these. Let's see 19 in Jiro getting the Dokkan attack here then. What are they looking at? 3.78 million attack. Let's go, boys. Big damage coming in from the OG androids here. Alright, let's see how much damage they do. I still think their super attack animation is pretty cool, but these guys can still be very useful. When they eventually get an EZA, and I know we're talking a long time away from now, I feel like they'll just go back to kind of how they were on release, where they're just going to be like a must-run unit on any team with androids, right? Because they're giving that 40% android support. The tech androids here getting the additional super 8 million attack. I should have put them in slot 1, but I needed to drop down those tech orbs for them, because them getting the Dokkan attack here would have been really good. Or I could have put Cell in slot 1 actually, used him to drop down the 8 tech orbs, and then he would have been doing some, his Dokkan attack would have been very nice, but... Oh well, hindsight 2020 and all that. We did a lot of damage this turn, so... Now, do we win on this turn? What key link do you share? Shocking speed. That's unfortunate. Is he going to super in slot 1? If he supers in slot 1, we would just die, which would be super unfortunate. But I do kind of want to do this. So I think I will. Is he going to super? Ah, don't super me in slot 1. I just instantly die. I don't want to use the other item, but I also do want to win. So it's kind of tricky. You know what, let's just use the item. I want to see how much damage Cell's going to do. If he doesn't super in slot 1, then it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. I want to see him doing damage with the 23 key here linked up with AGL Cell. and he didn't super. So 9 million. Okay, so we should, in theory, I guess it depends if we get the additional here with Int Cell as well, but actually no, are we going to kill him this turn? I don't think we are. I guess it depends on AGL Cell's additionals as well, but alright, Cell gets an additional normal, pretty decent damage, 8.4 for AGL Cell. Like, these turns are with the Int Cell, we haven't had a support unit on rotation with him a single time, because the only support on the team is Jiro and 19, who have been basically staple to the other rotation. So I think that's a we've seen some pretty impressive numbers out of Cell here. And then yeah, Super 17 is just going to tank all of these in the last slot because it's post super attack. So now we definitely get the win on the next turn, right? Because we can't actually take damage from Broly's super attack. Yeah, perfect. So we just do this. And there we go. So that should be it. So that's the Cell team versus Red Zone Broly. Unfortunately, not a no item run. But when it comes to showcasing units in these events, getting no item runs, especially against Broly, a lot of it comes down to RNG of like where the super attacks are going to be. And especially when it comes to recording showcases on an event that has a limited number of times per day. There are times where I kind of want to take the risk and see what happens. And then there's other times where it's like, oh, I'm going to die 3 times and then I literally can't record this video today. So I think Cell and the team in general did pretty well. I know a lot of people out there still have trouble with Broly, even with items. You have to be careful about how and when you use them. And this is why, again, I will still argue that this is the hardest fight in the game, because depending on your rotation, if you have to use one or even both of your Whis if you don't kill him quickly enough during the AoE phase, then you get to the AGL phase at the end where he can double super, is one of the hardest hitting bosses in the game, and you don't have any items left to cover your back. So that's why he can be so difficult, because on certain team builds, like unless you're bringing no units that whatsoever that need to attack to get their defense, him AoEing in slot 1 can just be the end of your run unless you're using a defensive item. So anyway, I think Cell looked pretty good. The team did very well. We got to see the super nullification with the tech androids as well at the end, so that was pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.